call the meeting to order.
A really hard question.
Call the meeting to order. Sure. Please join me for the pledge. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome, everybody. We'll start with the roll call, please.
Weber,
Here.
Houston,
Here.
Anna,
Yes.
Moore is excused, Prusiner,
Here.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
First, I need a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Next, we'll move to the public comment. Are there any cards back there that you have?
Nobody signed in.
Nobody signed in? Okay. We'll start with the students. If one of you wants to come up,
Would they know
we
it?
could draw straws for it, or however you guys want to do it, you know. So just start off by introducing yourself, and then if you've got something that,
Would they have enough knowledge from what we do to ask a question at this point?
we'll find out.
Okay.
I'm Garrett Nieder,
What school?
East Buchanan.
Okay, thank you.
I see a lot of retail liquor license renewal, kind of the same question I asked last time, but what's the, that's just the same, every business has to have one every year?
It's renewed annually, depending upon the time period that when they first got it. So you'll see some that'll come at different times because they got their license at different times. Like, for example, the bakery was on last time, and just in case they decide to have some type of an event, they needed to have a license, and they're brand new, so theirs will run from whatever date that we approved it for the following, for 1 year from then.
All right. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, sure, thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Antara Hassel. I'm from East Buchanan High School.
Okay.
The question I brought up with was, like, how old do you have to be? Is there like a certain age to be part of this?
You have to be really old. To hold public office is 18, is that? That would be my recollection.
It is.
So anybody that's over 18 can run for council and the mayor position and any other county supervisors, any other type of position at all like that. So
When I was in high school, one of the seniors that was in high school when I was a freshman ran for the mayor of our town, and he won. And he ended up being the mayor when he was 18. So it's possible.
Okay.
just let us know if we need to take one of our spots, Thank you.
We'll do a ride-in for you.
My name is Aiden Coppinger. I'm from East Buchanan.
Okay.
And this is probably a dumb question, but what's your guys' opinions on people carrying concealed or non-concealed weapons around Independence?
Brian?
That's my opinion.
You hit on a hot topic, apparently.
I think, that's been voted on, and it's something to give a consensus is what the council thinks. I think I'd be remiss, to do that. Obviously, it's something that has been voted on, and it's legal. I have my own views on whether it be concealed or open carry, things like that. But the one thing I will say is, we all have a right to defend ourselves and our loved ones, or the people that we care about. So I'm for us having, whether it be concealed or open carry firearms. Does that answer your question? Obviously, I can't speak as a council. I can only speak as myself.
No? Tom, you have something to add, or?
I know Mike does.
Yeah, I would be against it. I would be against both open carry and concealed carry. And more, I believe that there more extensive background checks are in order too of the people that can purchase firearms and a longer waiting period.
See, we'll make it into a real political issue. That's,
But again, you asked the council.
thanks for all the help with
And I
that.
think that's what you got, to,
And you know, one of the items on our agenda tonight that we are discussing deals with hunting and whether to allow the discharge of firearms for hunting within city limits in the areas that are out more toward the county. So if that's something that's on our agenda tonight to talk about, so you might hear some more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good question.
Catherine, do you want?
What's your opinion?
do I want to what?
You want to sign their sheet?
Oh, he ran away before he could answer.
I don't really have an opinion on it.
You don't? Okay. Good political answer.
Yeah.
Did you have something for me to sign?
She'll sign your sheets.
So sign
for
your
you.
sheets, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of left mine at home.
Here.
If,
The dog ate it.
if you have a piece of paper, I can, of course, I have a pen that doesn't work. Oh, my trusty little, okay.
24. 6. Geez, I'm 2 years behind.
Yeah, 26. It's going fast. I wrote 24. How many times in there?
There you go. So you
What
want
are
me
you
to?
doing, writing a biography
write-
over there,
I
Catherine?
couldn't
or-
get the first pen to work. So
Oh,
I'll just sign the bottom of this and you can write
Good
it
question.
here, okay?
Oh, Mike.
This is
There
such a
you
good
go.
idea. I wish Independence would do that.
I know.
I do
I say it all the
too.
time.
I think we've said that before. I think it's a wonderful.
All right, let's move to the consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda that approves the following. Number one is the minutes of the February 12, 2024 regular meeting. Second one is, or B, letter B, so I'll do 1 and B. How about that instead of A and B? Yeah. So B is the Quick Star 717 Class B retail alcohol license renewal effective April 1, 2024 through March 31, March 31, 2025. Item C is the Quick Star 717 Class B retail alcohol license amendment for ownership updates effective April 1st, 2024 through March the 31st of 2025. D is the Indie Cafe LLC Class C retail alcohol license renewal that includes outdoor service effective January 23, 2024 through January 22, 2025. And the last one is the Trendy Tulip Special Class B Retail Native Wine License Renewal effective April 15, 2024 through April 14th, 2025.
so moved.
Second.
So I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Passes 6-0. Next, we move to the financials. First off, I need a motion to approve the claims for payment.
So moved. Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion with regard to the claims? Questions?
Yeah, I was going to ask on something here real quick.
Sure.
BKC Properties LLC refund for
360,000.
6 digits.
So that is part of the housing grant they have,
The what?
the housing grant they have for the second story. We have to pay them in order for the city to get reimbursed.
Okay,
So we will be getting money back from the higher ups.
thank you.
Other questions?
Yeah, why are we paying the sheriff $570 in wages?
The sheriff?
Yeah, Buchanan County Sheriff, wages paid, $570.
So I think that's related to the liaison.
No, that is the overtime for when the police department had their
Oh, that's,
employee party, if you will. So the county had to cover.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I looked at it and thought,
Gotcha.
Nice.
Good question. I didn't catch that.
Hearing no further questions, that's a consent agenda, so all in favor?
Aye.
Oppose? Passes 6-0. Next, we move to the revenues and expenses to date, item number 7 on the agenda. That's for information only. Anybody have any questions with respect to that?
no, but with our budget the way it is, it really, really helps, Suzie, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Next, we move to transfers. Again, this is for information only. Does anybody have any questions with regard to the transfers? Okay, hearing none, we'll move to item number 9. This is the first reading of a amending the Code of Ordinances for the City of Independence, Iowa, amending the provisions of the Public Health and Safety Discharging Weapons, first reading. First, I need a motion
So moved.
and a second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Okay, so you'll note that the next item is the other competing ordinance that we have, which is up for a second reading. But before we get too far into it, I want to go back to where we are currently. Currently, ordinance number 41.11, discharging weapons, says it is unlawful for a person to discharge rifles, shotguns, revolvers, pistols, guns, pellet guns, or other firearms of any kind within the city limits except by written authorization of council. Law enforcement officers are exempt within the lawful scope of the duties. So the ordinance that's in front of you right now takes out the written authorization of the city council. It's making it exclusively, you cannot have, the one, Brian?
I'm sorry, I'm working through my own
Okay.
here. Look,
I saw your question on your.
thank you.
So the current ordinance that's in front of us for the first reading is the ordinance which just says it's unlawful. All those firearms that I listed anywhere within the city limits. So the other things about, renewal each year and the thing about, the number in a hunting party that involved firearms don't matter anymore.
No, those are still
No,
Well,
there.
don't-
those are still there.
For guns.
For guns, for weapons, they don't matter. For firearms.
Right, for
Firearms,
bow,
correct.
for bow hunting, it still would have.
So if we don't want firearms in fire in the city limits at all, we vote yes on the First Amendment and no on the Second Amendment.
That's correct.
Okay.
So just so everybody understands that that's exactly what we have in front of us. The other one's a second reading, and it's just making the change about the fact that if the city council approves it, they have to approve it every year, and also the number of, everybody in the hunting party has to apply.
Sure.
So the only one we're talking about at this moment in time, in terms of the vote, is just the amendment to make it illegal for any firearms anywhere in the city except for law enforcement. So that's the discussion with regard to that. Catherine, you're,
So not having been here, and you're in your home, and somebody's breaking into your home, and you call the police, but it's taking them a while to get there. Somebody comes in your front door.
Well, that'd be
You-
different. That'd be
That's,
self-defense.
that's a different situation. This is talking
This is
strictly
just
hunting.
Okay, that's where I wanted to make sure, because you said firearms in the city limits.
well, that's what the
forbidden.
ordinance says, but there are exceptions, and one exception.
Those are exceptions, okay.
Correct.
I just want to make sure that's clear.
Sure.
That people understand that they still have the right to defend themselves.
This ordinance, what it's really dealing with more specifically is there's an area out where,
Monsanto?
I'm sorry, where Monsanto was. And there's a pond out there, and the owner of the property wants to allow hunting out there to decrease the number of birds, whatever, geese, waterfowl. Because, on the property, and it's also a benefit to the airport as well to have the number decreased. So he is in favor of this and wants to use his property to allow hunters to come onto his property. And he was here at council session meeting, one of the ones you missed, Catherine, where he specifically talked about why it was important to him to be able to use his property the way that he wants to. The adjoining properties around him are county properties. His property was annexed in before he bought it as part of when we were doing the airport portion.
Is Heartland Acres a county property?
Oh,
No.
that's city.
I know, and that joins him too.
Okay, so his position is that he wants to allow to be able to have hunting on his own property because the county properties that are adjoining his can do it, and there's no issue with them, and he feels he should have the same ability to do that, forgetting about the fact that this is within the city limits. So we've been granting in the past couple of years for different hunters to come on the property to do that. This particular ordinance change would eliminate that, and so you could no longer come to council and get permission to do it. It's just straight outlaw.
You can come to council for hunting in town with a bow, but you
Yes.
can't come and get a shotgun.
That's right.
But nobody's going to use a bow to,
Oh, yeah.
They hunt, but with
they?
bow. But I don't know about waterfowl.
I was going to say, I've never heard of waterfowl.
No.
So that's what we have. So any other Tom, you have something?
Yeah, is there any way that we could get them, was it Henderson?
Yeah, Elliot Henderson.
Elliot,
Right.
an exemption like we do some other things involved with this?
That's what we would be doing by giving permission to
Right.
those individuals for that property.
So the,
For that property?
so the second of the two ordinances allows that, and it's just,
But it's allowing any property.
no, oh, no, 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 no.
Yes.
Still have to come, they still have to come
You're
before the
correct.
board.
If somebody else comes before us and uses that as a case, then it could be, yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But we
is
would,
that
as a group, could say no.
Correct.
all the first one that we voted on before was just getting them to register on an annual basis.
Correct.
That was the,
And it also addressed hunting parties, that every member of the party has to come before council to get permission.
Because Mr. Henderson wanted, because he's the owner of the property, he wanted a blanket to say, I'll get the names of everybody that's going to be hunting and apply for them, but so they don't all have to come in individually to make the application. So that's what he was trying to sell.
there's no way that we can give his, because his property's unique compared to the rest of the city limits.
But if you treat him differently, that's gonna open a can of worms for anybody else that's on the edge.
See, so effectively, what we're doing with this particular ordinance is, the way that this amendment here is it's saying, it doesn't matter what exemption you want, it doesn't matter what your excuse is in terms of hunting on the property, it doesn't, if you can no longer come before council to get approval, it's eliminated
In terms of firearms.
in terms of firearms.
I can understand Elliot's argument about, the surrounding county area allowing it, and
But he's joined by the state to the east, or to the north, and to the city on the east, and then he's got a road on the other side, so he's within a pocket. The state wouldn't allow it. You cannot discharge firearms on state property out there. So he would just be in compliance with what is to the north and what is to the east of him.
but one of his arguments was to help reduce the waterfowl, and that would help the airport.
You can put out certain things to scare off.
It's going to help the airport. There's other ways to get rid of them.
Yeah.
What have we had in the past as far as people coming? I mean, you talk about opening a can of worms.
No, you're only talking about,
People have we had come in and ask about this?
it's about, what, 10 a year?
No, so we've had
Young, Seidels.
four people come request bow hunting permission. We've had 3 people that I can recall off the top of my head right now asked to hunt Mr. Henderson's land with rifles or firearms.
And I don't know whether the Hendersons currently ask permission to hunt on their own land or whether they don't. But I think this would eliminate their ability to hunt on their own land as well.
It would, within city limits. If he's got other ground, he's welcome to.
So further discussion with regard to this. So because there's 2 here, just what Mike said earlier, just so that everybody understands, if you vote yes on this, you're eliminating any guns within, any hunting with firearms within the city limits. If you vote no on this one, then we would move to the second reading on the other one, in which case it's just a restriction on the number of, the fact that you have to annually request permission. Okay? So this is other discussion, are we okay? I'll vote then.
Houston,
Oh, you have to start with me. If we could make an exception for him, I'd say, let's ban it except for his property. But if we can't do that, then I'd say that we can't
Well,
We can't. I would say no.
okay, that's fine. I don't want to, effectively, what you're doing when you have the city council, with somebody coming before you to ask permission, that is an exception. But you vote, I'm not,
So if you vote yes, you ban the firearms. But if you vote no, then you're saying, yeah, they can still.
They could still come and get an exception.
so is that how you intended to vote? You're voting against eliminating firearms completely so that nobody can come back to the council. Is that your understanding?
I'm voting against it, yes.
Okay.
So is that a no?
Yes, that's a no. Got it. Thanks, Tom. Well, it's a little bit complicated because we're talking about
I know.
two competing ordinances.
I know.
I want to make sure that I've got the vote the way you want it.
I understand.
Okay.
So when he voted no, that confuses me.
He's voting no to this ordinance.
So he is
Which
in
means he said-
favor of allowing firearms to be used for hunting within city limits.
Okay.
Which means
You
he would
confused
vote.
me, Tom. I
With-
wasn't
with
sure
permission-
where you
with
were going
permission.
that.
Did I?
Yep.
Yeah.
I voted for?
You-
Oh, yes, I did.
You-
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
All right, we got one vote in. We're here all night.
So confused.
Who's next?
Have
Hannah.
fun.
What was Tom's vote?
No,
Voted no. He is in favor of allowing, at this point in time, he is in favor of allowing firearms to be used to hunt within city limits.
with consent of council.
I vote yes.
Okay.
Where's absent? Pursader,
No.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
No.
Weber.
No.
Okay, so that, it fails then. That 4-2, it would fail. So next we move to item number 10, which is a second reading of the ordinance that amends the provisions of the public health and safety discharging weapons. And the changes that are made there is just that you have to come in annually to council if you want to get the exemption from the use of firearms within the city, and also that each member of the hunting party must come into individually.
Right, this
So-
is the second reading of the last.
Second reading of the one that was passed last time. So I need a motion first,
So moved.
and I need a second.
Second.
Okay, discussion with regard to this, or we discussed out?
I think
I
we're
just want to bring up one thing in discussion. Matt, you and I had an exchange as far as email regarding location. Now is the time or now is not the time for me to include that? Should I make a motion or?
This is the second reading. Any modification to this would require us to start back over.
Gotcha.
Now, to be fair though, most times when I get a request, they do,
I-
no, they
so-
do kind of give me a roundabout idea. I then do a map and send it back to them, like, are you, like, this is the area you're talking about.
There's
But
two-
most times they give it to me right away.
Two comments that I would make on that. One, in order for somebody to come in and make this request, we could make a form that they have to fill out that includes the information that you're talking about.
And I would ask that we do that.
I think that would be prudent to do so. That's the first thing I would comment. The second comment that I would make is whenever we bring these forward, at least my memory is telling me that whenever we brought these forward, we've included a map that shows the parcel that's being affected that they're asking for permission to hunt on. And we would continue to do that because in terms of transparency, we want to make sure we're giving all the information we can get.
There needs to be a reason for the ruling.
Correct.
Okay. Further discussion, or can this go to a vote then? Okay. So this, again, this is a roll call vote, and you're voting on the second reading to modify the existing ordinance to provide that if you have to apply each year, and that each member of the hunting party has to apply separately. Okay? So roll call vote on that.
Hannah,
No.
Pursader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
No.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston.
Yes.
Okay, and again, that passes 4-2. Next, we would move to, I don't have anything else further at this point, right? Okay,
We'll have a third reading if you
Yeah.
want to say that. But that's-
Right.
yeah.
yeah. Next, we'll move to resolutions. The first resolution is a motion to approve the contract and performance and/or payment bonds for the 2024 street rehabilitation project, and to authorize the mayor to sign the resolution and authorize the city manager to sign the contract.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. So what we're talking about here is we've gotten the bids that have come in, so the bids have been approved, but we haven't actually signed the contract itself. So what we're doing is we're approving, giving us authority to sign the contract based upon the bid that was previously accepted, which was for,
Aspro.
Espro Blacktop.
correct, and is that,
$371,845.45.
Okay.
What you're looking for?
yep, that's exactly what I was looking for. Okay?
Roughly. Plus or minus a cent or two.
So, do I don't,
I have a motion and a second.
okay, so any further discussion with regard to that, then? Okay, again, this is a roll call vote, then.
Crusader,
Yes.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes?
Hannah.
Yes.
So that passes 6-0. Next, move to item number 12, which is a change order number 1 for the 2023 Second Street Southwest Bridge and the 8th Avenue Southwest Pedestrian Bridge Rehabilitation Project. And I just need a motion to approve the change order.
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. So if you'll recall, we contracted with the county to assist us with the inspection of the bridges, and they found certain work that needed to be done. So we were already going to do the modification of the bridge. So what we want to do is we want to add to the price of the original bid by amending it to allow this work to take place at the same time, if that makes sense to everybody. Questions with regard to that? Okay, then,
Deb's moving furniture.
any further discussion at all? That would be a roll call vote then.
O'Laughlin,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Weber,
Yes.
Houston,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Passes,
Crusader,
oh, sorry,
Yes.
got them all. Passes 6-0. Next, we move to reports of council members. I'll start with Catherine.
I did.
Welcome back from your vacation.
Well,
Hope you had a
thank
wonderful time.
I did. I had a wonderful time. It's hard to come back, but glad to be back. I don't have anything at this time, though.
Okay. Mike?
Just support your local merchants and vendors on Fridays during Lent with the fish fries and things like that. It's nice that they provide that service to us, so let's support them.
Brian?
Very nice to see out yesterday. Obviously, it was very nice out. The people that were using the trails, the new trails, our existing trails, and there's people everywhere walking and biking and dogs and all kinds of good stuff going on. So it was neat to get out and see that being used.
Sounds good. Deb?
Nothing.
Tom?
Just to piggyback on Brian about the trails, been walking them and been talking to several people that are from out of town that use the trails, so that's really good. One of the other thing I wanted to bring up was, sounded like I didn't hit the fire soup supper, but I heard it was well attended once again, and great job on that. And I don't know if it's one day in March or the whole month, but it's about stopping online fraud, and whatever we can do as a community, individuals, to help prevent that, that would be great.
Shop local, Tom.
What's that?
Shop local.
Shop local.
Yes, yes.
Brett?
Nothing at this time.
You want to go next?
I can.
You have something good to end with, because mine's not nice, so I can go before you otherwise.
Yours is nice or not nice?
Not nice.
Mine's not horrible.
Okay,
Your decision.
you can go next then.
Motion to adjourn. I don't want to hear what you have to say.
I second that.
No.
Not there yet, sorry.
So a couple things. March 13th is when we're going to have the department heads here that morning from 8 till noon or so to go over with any council members who would like to attend. It's basically half-an-hour meetings to meet with each department heads to learn about what they do and how their departments operate. Brett's going to come in for that since he's our newest council member.
That's the 13th.
March 13th, that's a Wednesday morning from 8 till noon.
Plan on being here too.
Okay, that'd be great. We can take one more with it before I've got to notice it. So
Oh, yeah, sorry.
that's okay. So if, Mike, you want to attend?
Sure.
Okay, so that'd be the three of you.
So you'll notice.
You guys can just tell us all the good stuff.
looking at anymore.
I can do 3 before I have to notice it. If I have a 4th who wants to join, then I've got to notice.
I wanted to.
Well, you go there.
No.
Tom, I've worked for the city. I've worked for the street department, worked for the water department, sewer department, so I've,
So this is kind of going to be like an orientation for Brett, but it's an opportunity
Yeah.
for anybody
Go ahead.
that would like to go
No,
there.
I have to cover for my fellow council person, Miss Hannah, that's still down to Texas. I have to approve disbursements and receipts, which is plenty for me. I've got plenty on my table there, Mike, so.
all right. If you change your mind, I'll be happy to.
Thanks, Tom.
Yes.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but you
Then I'm
don't-
not going to bring it up.
Oh, you can do it.
Nope, that's fine. You can own that.
Aren't you glad you brought that up?
Hey, everybody's conversing, it's great. The Independence Chamber Award celebration is this Saturday coming up. I need to know if anybody from the council would like to attend that Saturday evening. I don't know.
I'm already
exactly
go- I'm
what
already
time.
going.
You are? Okay,
I'd love to, but I'll be in St. Louis.
okay.
Meet me there.
Yeah.
So if anybody else, I'll do this. If anybody wants to attend, email me by noon tomorrow so that I can let, if you don't want to tell me tonight, that's fine. Just email me by noon tomorrow or text me or whatever so that I can let the chamber know who's going. The last thing I'm going to bring up is the grinder that's at the Hood Creek Lift Station, which is the sewer lift station that's over by the hospital on the east side of town. That grinder was pulled during a recent inspection and it's inoperable. Given how old the unit is and such, repairing it doesn't make much fiscal sense. So Travis and his department got a quote for $50,067 to replace that unit. That money comes from Travis's budget that he's already got budgeted. So I've authorized him to go ahead and order that. It has an 8-week lead time. But because it is $67 over my purchasing authority, I wanted to make the conversation and letting everybody know about it this evening. Those situations are kind of emergency situations because obviously if we have a problem there and the grinder pump or the grinder that's there isn't working, that could create sewer backups and all kinds of issues. So again, trying to be open with council, let everybody know what's going on, but it was close enough that I felt comfortable going ahead with it.
Appreciate it.
So
Thank you for communicating it.
That's
Glad
the
you
only-
took care of it. Thank
that's
you.
the only
And
thing I've got.
he did talk to me already, so.
Well, most importantly, as Susie say, it's
I
okay.
had $67 in authority, so.
Yeah.
Okay, Tom, I echo exactly what you said about the chili and stew. Excellent turnout. I understand we had 500 people that were served.
Wow,
So that's great.
that's great.
Now, the thing that I'm a little bit upset about, vandalism in the city, we've had a lot of it lately. The Frisbee Golf, they damaged a bunch of the signs there that had to be replaced. And the latest over this last weekend is the little free library stands that they have throughout the city. We've got 8 of them. 3 of them were damaged over this weekend.
Really?
They broke the glass, they damaged the books that are in there, they damaged the stands. And those are things that volunteers have painted and created those things.
Yeah.
It's just terrible that the people here in the city, that we've got people that are vandalizing these types of things. And I just, urge anybody that sees anything to say something about it. I mean, we want to eliminate this as quickly as we possibly can. People cannot be vandalizing things within the city. It's just something that we can't stand for. So, and that's all I had to say about it.
Regarding that topic, a police report was filed on that. So if anybody has anything for that, let the police department know.
And I understand they may have some surveillance.
Maybe.
I said may.
Mayor, I'd probably add that it's the same thing as with the nature trail, as far as the waste that apparently goes on the trail. 97% of the people in the community are conscious, aware, and take care of things. It's always the 3 to 5%, and I'm guessing that the vandalism is probably the same thing, that we've got a lot of good people, but I like your idea that if you see anything, report it, please.
Thank you. Okay, so next we move to item number 15. No, other department has, isn't everything back there, right?
I don't know. Lieutenant Isley, did you have anything you'd like to report?
You got a suspect for us yet?
I don't know if you want to ask the other gentleman that came in.
Did you have, are you here for a particular?
Yeah, I came here I had to come here for a city council meeting for my government class.
Oh,
Ah,
Just because,
I think you
I
need to
wanted to
come up and
come
ask a
Yeah.
question in order to pass. Do you have a question? Come on
Join
up.
it. Come up and.
you gotta come up.
Yeah, we made everybody else do it earlier.
All right.
It's a rite of
First your name.
Got it.
My name is Derek Lindsay.
Okay.
The only question I had earlier, you guys were talking about the, what was it, you guys amended the bridges past that.
Sure.
I was just curious, with allowing you guys to spend more money there, what sort of problems were wrong with the bridges that you had to spend that extra amount of money?
Yes, please.
so under the bridge, so this is particularly the Second Street Bridge that's right over here over the Wapsipinicon. There are drains on that bridge that drain down, that allow the water to come from the bridge deck down through the deck and into the river below. But there's no protection on those drains. There's no extension of those drains. So that water, as it falls, can damage things that are below it. So this additional funding that the council authorized allows us to install drains to direct that water down so that we make sure we're not damaging additional structures under the bridge.
Okay.
We have a county, somebody from the county who's been working with us to take a look at our bridges.
So we do bridge inspections. I believe it's a biannual program that the Iowa Department of Transportation requires us to do. And so every 2 years, we're doing inspections on those. And this was something that was discovered when we did that bridge inspection. Was he noted the spalling and the deterioration of the bridge deck itself as well. We already had a contract set up for that, so we don't have to do anything special for that. So.
Okay.
Just adding that extra piece.
You've got your form. She'll sign off on your form. And then I'll wait a second.
Well, you'll have to wait about 5 minutes, the way Catherine's been going tonight.
She's been on vacation. Give her a break.
Yes, and I had a pin that was worthless. I'll have to put that Mike's thing after we leave.
Okay, next I need a motion to enter into closed session per Iowa Code 21.51 J to discuss the purchase or sale of a particular real estate piece of property. We've already discussed this in a prior session. We've already discussed it with